Hello there, my name is Vladimir. Welcome to my studio. Today we're checking out my ampless pedal board, for lack of better term. So I had posted a few photos of this pedal board on Instagram and immediately got questions about what's the pedal board itself and stuff like that. And before we dive in, I just want to mention that this video is kind of two parts. One part is sounds, which is this one, and the other part is kind of putting it together using this Nux or Nux, as I've been calling it all the time, pedal board. It's a Nux Bumblebee something something. This part of the video is sounds. Basically, the pedal board starts with a Cioks DC-7 power supply, which is the best power supply on the market as far as I know. 7 individual isolated outputs, all can output 9, 12, 15 or 18 volts up to something like 700 something milliamps. Basically, pretty much any pedal you throw at it, it can power it. And it's also super small, and as you can see, it's nicely underneath the pedal board, and you can insert the power cable from the side neatly. By the way, please excuse me, this pedal board isn't like super tight cabling wise, because I was in a rush kind of building it for the last rehearsal and the gig I had last Friday as of shooting of this video, where we had to move from one kind of, I don't want to call stage, but because the first place was a stage, like a big room, and from that room we had to move to a stage, so I needed to have a really mobile setup, and it gave me a good reason to try out this whole ampless thing I've been talking about for a while now. So yeah, the DC-7 powers everything, and from the guitar the signal goes to the Caline Pure Sky Overdrive. I love the thing. It's like 30 bucks on whatever, I think on Wish maybe, or Amazon maybe. I guess it goes for a Timmy-ish sound. I don't know, I have never played a Timmy. It's just a really good overdrive. Links below to that demo in the description. It serves as my kind of clean boost, mild overdrive. Let me move my phone. The tune Notes Caline that works as a preamp here, like I feel it's a little bit too sterile for me just by itself. So I'm kind of pushing it a little bit with the overdrive, and I love that sound a lot. After the Pure Sky, there's the KMA Audio Machine's Fuzzly Bear. It's a fuzz, but I'm using it as a rhythm overdrive thing. It works really well with the tele setup, and I'll be demonstrating the sounds there. Then the REVV G3 as a lead pedal, and I think you might be able to see on the top cam here some pretty wacky settings, just cutting out a lot of the treble and bass and just a lead sound for a live situation. It's a very different thing than what you would use when you are recording, for example. Then the signal goes into the two Notes Caline to preamp. There's a demo of this as well on my channel, as of everything that you can see here, actually, pretty much. Yeah, love it. It's an analog preamp. There's a nice tube inside. I'm on the drive channel of the thing, and it just sounds great. Actually, let's dive into the sounds. No, wait, I'll explain the signal chain quickly and then we move on. From the Caline, we go into the Boss DD500, a staple in the delay market, just really good one. For this particular gig, I was just using it for a few more ambient songs, and that's it really, but it can do so much more. And from the DD500, we're going in, well, right now we're going into Diamond Memory Lane Junior, but I just dropped my phone. But at the gig itself, I was using this yet unreleased reverb pedal for some shimmery sounds for the more ambient songs. Unfortunately, as of shooting this video, I still don't know the release date of that pedal, so I cannot show it to you in this video. I need to have something to release this week and next week and so on. So I just ended up swapping it with the Memory Lane Junior and kind of tweaked it to a sound that kind of resembles the ambient thing I was going for. And from there, the Memory Lane Junior, that is, we go into the two Notes Torpedo Cab M, which you can see is also hidden underneath the pedal board, and that thing is just brilliant. There's a power amp simulation, there's EQ, there's reverb, and you can also like change the cabinets, place the microphones, all of that. Links below to the demo in the description, as well as for the Caline, the REVV G3 and the Fuzzly Bear as well. From the Torpedo Cab M, I actually have a little bit of cathedral reverb going on, sounds like this. Let's have everything off except the channel on the preamp. You might see something here on the screen, hopefully. Yeah, basically here I can adjust everything. I can demonstrate you with and without the reverb. So neck pickup on my telly, we are going from the cab amp straight into my recording interface. This is a sound I never used because I always had this on. You can hear there's a little bit of reverb going on. Let me open the phone. I weirdly enough ended up disabling the power amp simulation because for whatever reason it didn't sound good to me. Same settings, bridge pickup, but if we engage the power amp sim, I have to admit I haven't kind of dived into this pedal too much yet, so for that situation I just ended up disabling the power amp sim and it just sounds fine. I'm cutting out a little bit of the high end, but otherwise I'm just keeping it like, and without the reverb. The cab I'm using here is the 4x12 by Rev Amplification, the closed-back one, and I'm miking it with Dynamic 421 and Condenser S5E right now. I'm not 100% sure how it will sound here, because usually when I record in the studio setting I use at least 157 in the 2-Notes software as well. But for now, let's keep it like this. Let's put the reverb back on because it was part of my sounds. I'll put my phone away now. We don't need it anymore. And let's stack more pedals. So yeah, that's my cleanish / rhythm sound. And if I need to go to the chorus. So there's already a little bit of drive going on. Sorry, I was just checking whether I'm clipping or not. This is the first fuzz I've ever had on a pedal board, and weirdly enough it works as a rhythm guitar boost as well. So I would use that in a few of the songs. Something like that. I basically needed the lead sound only for one song. If I would redo the whole gig thing, I would actually probably swap the G3 with the G4 over there. I think you can see it, the red pedal over there. To me it's just a better lead thing, and it seems to work with the Telecaster better. The G3 is maybe a bit too aggressive. But I've run out of time testing all the pedal combinations, so yeah, when with G3 it worked fine for that one song. But yeah, next time I'll probably swap to G4. Alright, moving on. Let's go for the DD500. So I've set it up so that there's semi-long repeats, quite a lot of modulation going on, but the level isn't that. So it's there if I stop playing. And the diamond lane is simulating kind of the shimmer reverb I had here. That's actually a really good sound. I'm not a huge effects guy, but kind of want to have few stages of drive and few stages of ambience, and then I kind of do everything else from the guitar. If I need to play anything more funky or aggressive or whatever, I'll just switch the pickups, play with my fingers. Let's have that on. I don't know what chord I was going for. Let's keep that in. Stacking these two. Pretty heavy sound. About these two pedals and the two preamp is also because a lot of times I sing at least the backing vocals at the same time. I don't always have the time to even do tap dancing, so to me the more natural way is just to roll down the volume and maybe pick with my fingers. Something like that. I think you get the idea. Pretty much everything we played was like in this ambient pop rock vicinity, that's the word. So how all of this actually works in a live situation, you might ask. And based on this experience, it works really well. First of all, when I arrive, I only need to place this on the floor. I plug in my instrument cable, then I plug in the power cable. I only need one power source or like power outlet, which is also pretty handy. That takes care of everything. Then I ask the mixing engineer from the house guy to give me one XLR cable, which I plug into the Torpedo Live and give that guy a line out signal. And that's it really. Super simple. If I'm going to keep this setup, I need to tidy up the cables a little bit just because I don't want these to kind of pull anything or like it's just not tidy, and like having cables properly secured always makes it more reliable. One big thing that I was a little bit worried about, and in the first small space we played in, it was a small issue, was actually hearing myself play. We kind of ran out of monitors, and I had to basically share with a keyboard player, but I also needed to hear both my guitar and my vocals. It worked fine. We managed to find a good balance between everything, but that's something you should be aware of in these kind of situations, or if you use any kind of modeler as well, that's the same issue. And also kind of tweaking your sound is a bit difficult because you do not hear the kind of final result, or basically you would have to walk to where the PA is and listen it from there, then run back and tweak a little bit. So I just kind of had a hunch of what's going to sound good and tweaked my pedals and everything according to that. And basically the rest was up for the front of house guy. And apparently it sounded good, or that's all I know. But yeah, it's super portable. Monitoring might be an issue, but otherwise this kind of setup is cool. And as many of you probably know, I'm not a huge fan of modeling in the sense that I just like knobs that I can twist. It's nothing against any of the brands that do modelers. It's just I just like physical buttons and things, and if I want to adjust the gain, I don't want to go to a menu or anything like that. It's just a personal preference. You might like something else, and that's completely fine. But yeah, I think that covers the pedalboard part, or like the sound part. There will be a link in the description once both of the videos are out. I'll link to the previous one, part 1. This might be part 2 or the other way around. I do not know, and it doesn't really matter. And I think it's time to wrap up. If you like this video, please consider giving it a thumbs up, leave a comment down below, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell as well, so you won't miss any of my videos as they come out. If you want to support what I do, get yourself a Cat Pick Studios t-shirt like this by following the link below in the description to my Teespring store, and maybe I'm forgetting something, I don't know anymore, and this is just pointless rant anyway. Yeah, like, comment, share, subscribe, all of those things, and yeah, thanks for watching. I shall see you next time.